Okay, let's see. Should start by now. I it should start now. It should start. There you go. Okay, it's working. All right, that's good to know. I wonder if it's taking my what do you call it? Oh, yeah, it's all right. Yes. Okay, dual streaming, shall we? I mean, no one's gonna watch this anyway. I'm just doing it because I like to 3D model and stuff. So today we're gonna be 3D modeling this guy, uh, Forearms from Ben 10, and I honestly think it's like the series in itself hasn't been served justice as I thought it should have been served. Like they just made a really dumbed down cartoon for that concept they had. It was an amazing concept. They could have worked so much upon it, but they decided to make something like Gravity Falls, which kind of didn't make sense. It did not follow the art style at all, in my honest opinion. So that's why I am over here gonna make myself a few 3D models just to like I don't know like a realistic kind of sculpture of the entire thing. I don't know how to say this. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a skeletal frame of what we're working with. So we're gonna go into X mode. We're just gonna wanna shift this downward, copy paste. Should have copy pasted, right? Copy paste. Yeah, okay. So now shift this upwards, paste. Okay, shift this upward. All right, now we have these three segments, right? So what we're gonna do is this is gonna be our pelvis, this is gonna be our abdomen, this is gonna be our chest area. Now the way we're gonna make the chest area is simple. We're just gonna wanna rotate this on the where rotate R and X, I think. Wait, hold up. Oh wait, I gotta smush it down first. I have to smush it down first. So the way we do it is we're just gonna wanna smush it on the y-axis very slightly, not too much, and then we're just gonna wanna rotate it around on the x-axis at a slight tilt. Same thing, we're gonna smush this down on the y-axis, rotate it at the x supposedly, and that seems good. Uh, all right, that feels good. Now the same thing we're gonna do with what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna like really size it down, and we're gonna scale it on the z-axis so it becomes kind of like a cone. Then we're gonna put it upwards, okay, and we're gonna shift this forwards slightly, ever so slightly. But this is our okay. That's a bit too much forward. I think it's a bit too much of groin over there. Okay, so this is our main chest bust. Okay, so this is what we're gonna be working with to make the main torso of the figure. Now for the neck, we're gonna add in. Actually, we're not gonna add. We're just gonna copy paste, shrink it down, put it up. All right. So you see this thing sticking out? That's gonna be our neck. Just gonna wanna bring it up a little bit, scale it up slightly. I'm just gonna want to rotate this slightly forward because you see the spine, right? It follows this S curvature. So we wanted to follow that S curvature. And finally, we're gonna put a headpiece over here. So for that, just gonna do that again. Bring it all the way up here, shrink it down, Bring it all the way up here again. And we're gonna want to shift this slightly forward. There you go. Now we're gonna want to shrink this on the x-axis. That's a bit too much actually. Slightly shrink it on the x-axis. Slightly shrink it on the y until we have a face like this, and we can shrink it down a bit because this is a big guy. Okay, he has a really small face though, so you want to emphasize on that fact. Not a lot of neck to be working with too. Okay, now we're gonna wanna get ourselves another one of these. Now instead of working in the normal object mode that we're working in, we're gonna go into edit mode. uh we're gonna go into mirror. Okay, so it can mirror its overall geometry. I think we must have something selected. Yeah, there you go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into, I think this feels a little too far behind. Hold up, just that's a bit better. Actually, I was feeling like maybe I can do something like this, right? Slightly elongate it, and then we can slightly rotate it on the x-axis. So it kind of looks like an egghead shape, right? Okay. It's still too big for forearms head. Because let's take a look at a few references, shall we? I know I still use Chrome, but for you see, his head is relatively smaller as compared to his body. His body is really big, so we're gonna have to make his head kind of small, and his neck. I think we need to make it. That's the size. That's the size we're gonna be working with, and that seems perfect. We're gonna wanna have to shrink this down slightly, bring it up a little bit. Maybe bring this up as well, and bring this up as well. Okay, this is perfect. Now we need to make the shoulders. For that, we're gonna actually have to add a mesh. UV sphere, we're gonna add a UV sphere. We're gonna go into edit mode, and we're gonna go into generate, and we're gonna go into subdivision surface modifier, subdivide it by 4 pieces. We're going to go back into object mode and apply it. We go back into edit mode, and then we're gonna go into generate. We're gonna go into mirror, so mirror, and we're just gonna want to bring this over here, shrink it down. I know my PC is lacking, but the best I can do. Bring this over here, shrink it down again. Now the thing with shoulders is that they're always slightly shifted forwards, so we're gonna have to forward shift it a little bit. There you go. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work um, on making the other part of the shoulder. So we're gonna wanna have to take this model, just copy paste it, bring this down. That's 2 shoulders done. That's how the thing is. One shoulder comes out of his main shoulder area, the other comes out of his oblique. The thing with the other one is that it's all slightly shifted forward, like that. There you go. Now, uh, we're gonna be working on the pelvis area. For that, we're gonna be needing another mesh, like so, UV sphere, and we're just gonna wanna shrink it down. I'm just gonna move it right there. Shrink it down a bit more. Move it right there. You feeling me? Because this kind of will be like a joint for our main guy, and we're gonna go into edit mode, and we're just gonna wanna edit it. Sorry, generate it into a mirror. Actually, I should have done that when I first got it here. So we're gonna go into edit mode. While we have that selected, generate mirror. Bring this out here. Okay, that seems a bit more like a pelvis now, but it's still really far-fetched to what I thought of it to be. So yeah, that seems a bit too big. Okay, that seems like a pelvis. And now we're gonna start modeling out the legs and the arms. So for the arms, we'll have to T-pose them out, of course. But I want it to be T-posed in such a manner so that I can like work on it without any problems. So this shoulder, right, it's deposed like this, all the muscles are relaxed and whatnot. Why am I even gesturing in real life? It's not like I'm gonna be fucking. I don't have my fucking webcam on. Anyways, uh, yeah. So as I was saying, we're gonna have to make ourselves a cylinder mesh. Okay. Uh, I think I'm in edit mode, right? Yeah. That's the reason why. Okay, so we're gonna have to make a few cylinder meshes, and we're gonna have to push them out. So let's do that really quickly. And the thing is, we're gonna be we're first gonna be focusing on the main abdomen area, and then we're gonna start working towards the rest of the figure, right? So this is the back. We can model the back from here and everything. You know what I'm saying, right? So while we're at it, let's go ahead and very quickly just merge all of our models together, like by using Control J. Oh, I should have applied these first. So when I merge these together, what happens is that they all become one singular polygon, like so. So one of these still haven't applied yet. Yeah, okay. So as I was saying, these must have not applied as well. Yeah, I could just do this, and I can just go and merge this. And now a center of scale is there, and you can see over here the scale is also a little fucked up, so we're gonna have to control A this. We're gonna have to press scale, so all the scales are fixed. Control S this, and we're gonna have to fix it on location, so our center somewhere there. Not really, but get me what I'm anyways, a rotation is also fucked up, so we're just gonna fix that. All right, switch off the thingy. Now let's start working on the arms. For the arms, well, as you can see in the reference image over here, his this thing and this thing. I don't know how to explain this. I'm gonna have to go into paint or something like that. Oh my god, I don't even have this tuned onto my. Uh, can I just copy this image? Thank you. All right, paint, 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 paint. Yeah. Okay, so in paint we're here, right? Now look at this. This thing, this is the main shoulder which we have sketched out. Hold up. Just have to increase my. This is the main shoulder which. This is the main shoulder which is sketched out. So we'll have to make a cylinder like so. Make another thingy over here. What the heck? Make another cylinder here. Then we'll have to make a weird looking sphere here, bunch of spheres, bunch of cylinders. So I'm just gonna make one cylinder and such, and just gonna morph them around. So this is how we're gonna be making the basic arm of the character. So we're gonna go in here back again, yet again, and what we're gonna do is we're going to go to Shift Add, right? Shift Add, and we're gonna go to cylinder because that's like the closest object we can have to an arm right now. And let's position it quickly to as how we're going to be placing it. There you go. Now we'll have to rotate this, so for that we can just go here, and this is a relaxed state, so we don't want to keep his arm tensed in any way whatsoever. There you go, that's perfect. Actually, now that I notice, I should have generated it, gone into edit mode, and I should have gone into mirror, so I can mirror this on both sides, of course. Bring this over here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this around. So for that we're going to have to go back here, check out the axes. Okay, shrink it down a bit, shrink it down to the width we want it to be, rotate it, but on the specific axis. So it's gonna rotate it on the Y for now. Bring it up and in. Rotate it on the Z. There you go. You can see his shoulder is almost the width of his bicep here, so it has to be almost the same width. There you go. Now this part right here, we're just gonna wanna extrude it out because I don't wanna fuck around with the scaling of this thing right now. Then we're gonna add. Actually, now that I think about it, this should probably be a little smaller, right? Yeah. Now we're just gonna wanna add another UV sphere while we're in object edit mode because it has to be one whole complete unit, mind you. Go here, bring it over here, shrink it down, go here, bring it over here, shrink it down, but not too much, till here about. And then we can go here, bring it over there. Alright, that looks like an elbow, I guess. The next part is the next part of the hand, which is the forearm. This is the forearm, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wanna do this, okay? Bring this over here. Align this, go here, align this, shrink it down, but not to the same width, because we don't want to like okay. Just gonna wanna rotate this on the Y like so, and rotate this on the Z like so. We're just making a basic mesh right now, nothing too fancy. We don't want it to be too advanced. Just want something to be working with as on a wireframe, because we're going to remesh everything and all of the meshes will be connected and everything. Okay. All right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just you see this edge of thing. Just gonna want to increase that in size ever so slightly, and we think we might have ran into a problem, but that's not an issue. It's not an issue. That's not an issue. What we're gonna do is simple. We're just gonna wanna take this edge, right? He's gonna extrude it out by one part until it basically hits the spheres thing. Slightly decrease its size. Then we're going to extrude it out again, right? But this time, instead of extruding it out, what we're gonna do is we're going to rotate this on the Z, right? And we're just gonna send this out again. I know this seems and looks kind of sketchy, but trust me on this one, okay? Just trust me. All right. We can just dissolve these vertices, I suppose. Just gonna get rid of the only edges and faces. Actually, no, just the edges. Just gonna get rid of it. Okay, that's causing a problem, but you get me, right? This is what it's gonna be like. What the I think the best way for me to do this instead of using a cylinder is to use the good old sphere method. I think the sphere method works the best in all scenarios. Even though it increases the overall size of the project, it still works the best. So it's gonna go into fucking hell. We're gonna go into edit mode, right? And we're gonna go into generate mirror. Might get showed. Sorry. I'm gonna go into mirror, right? So move this up, move this to side. This sound like so. There you go. It's a part of the arm done. Just gonna wanna do this one more time. Shift this slightly forward. Okay, now the thing is, we're just gonna go into object mode. Select this part. We're just gonna wanna go into edit mode actually, really quickly. Now we're gonna be using a little something known as scaling. So it's gonna scale it on the Z. Then you want to rotate it on the X. Rotate it on the Y. Rotate it on. Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I want it to be completely flat. So I want it to rotate on the X like so. So it becomes extremely flat. Bring it out like so. Then we're going to rotate it on the Z on its new axis. Bring it out so. I'm just gonna shrink it down, bring it over here, slightly rotate it. There you go. Now we're gonna add an elbow, another bit of the arm, and we can be done. So let me just do this really quickly. There you go. All right, now it's gonna add pull up. I know I'm saying hold up a lot, but like, please just bear with me for a second. Okay, now we can add another piece of the arm, which is the elbow. It's gonna go somewhere around here. It's gonna be like really small. Okay, like small. Somewhere around the center. Perfect. Now we're gonna add another one of these. Bring it up, push it forward, slice it down, push it a little bit in here. Is it fusing? I hope it is. Then we're just gonna wanna scale it. See, I scaled it a bit too hard, but you get my point. Scale it on the X. Loving can heal. Loving can heal sometimes, but it's the only thing that makes me feel alive. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closely till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closely till our eyes meet. Won't never let you go, waiting for me to come home. All right, we can just copy and paste the same entire thing downstairs also, but You can see the shoulder of this thing is not there. But since we're making this anatomically accurate, we need to keep the shoulder. Them's the rules. So we're just gonna want to take this entire thing. Okay, it's gonna copy this entire thing. Copy it. Go to object mode. Paste it. Copy, paste. Move it down. Slightly shrink it on the X. Let's move it forward. Okay, that's our 4 arms done, as you can probably see. Now we just need to make the 4 fingers, but we can pull that off. Actually, you should have done that first. Let's go back into edit mode, or should stay in object mode. I think we should stay in object mode. All right, so the way we're going to do this is simple. Go to mesh circle, mesh sphere. Okay, go into edit mode. Excuse me. Okay, I just had some tea, that's why I'm burping so much. Okay, that feels good, I suppose. And I need to make it a bit smaller. So as you can see over here, he has only got 3 fingers at best. So we should also follow that rule only. So we're gonna follow that. This week is gonna copy this. What the fuck? I just wanna continue this, right? So Control Shift V, is it? I don't know. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, that's all right. What is this one? I don't know. Let me check. This is the main body. This is the fingers. This is the hand. Okay. So currently working on the fingers over here. What we can do instead is just add more until we are done. I guess that's like the best strategy I have right now. And I hope it works as well. Like, I hope it does. I'm just making a rough, like, it's making a rough wireframe from which we can 3D model this entire thing, right? So we don't have to be very accurate with how we're doing this. We just want a way to basically get this shit done. Okay? Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. You see over here? Has a 3 fingers done. Should be more widespread out, I think, because it's a big hand and he's got like big fingers. So they'll spread out like that. And then we got a thumb. So for that, we're gonna wanna add another UV sphere. Bring this over here. Bring this over here. Size it down. Bring this here. That kind of becomes a thumb. There you go. So that's the 3 fingers, and that's the thumb. Now, here's the fun part. We're just gonna wanna let this be for now, I guess. Yeah. Now we just gonna you see this and you see this one. You see this one and you see this one, right? This one and this one. So we're gonna go into object mode and we're just gonna wanna fuse these together so this becomes two same. And I'm just gonna wanna bring this downwards, like proper downwards. Bring this slightly forward. Scale this slightly down on the X. Scale this slightly down on the Y. There you go. Okay, so we still have the legs to do as the wireframing. Let's check the wireframes out for 1 second. This doesn't look half bad. We still have to rig this, and after rigging, we still have to model the way it will look after we're done with the main, thing. And we have to texture paint it. We have to. There's a lot of stuff in this. We have to make hair particles, but I'm going to do that later. First, I'm going to make the legs. And this is also pretty simple. It's actually the simplest part so far in comparison to the hands, because in the legs you actually don't have that much effort. You just have to make one uh, thigh muscle, one knee muscle, one main shin, one calf, and one foot, two toes. Just two toes. Just two toes. It's just it's just two toes. Just gonna add a generate modifier to this, and actually it's gonna be like mirroring the geometry. So we're gonna go into mirror now. Just gonna scale this down real quick. I think that's enough. Then just gonna want to bring this down, rotate this slightly on the X. तेरी ता तेरी ता हमेशा याद सतावे. I don't know what you said, but I know that I came to party. तेरी ता तेरी ता हमेशा याद सतावे. धूम मचा दे, रंग जमा दे. All I know is I came here to rock the party, rock the party. ओए होए ते कुड़िए तेरी जवानी. Yes, one of the few songs I've learned to enjoy a lot. UV sphere, bring that down, scale it down. Now make it trap, make it pop. That's a weight, that's a weight. Scale it up. Why is it? Why is it scaling so? Oh damn! Shit scared me. तेरी ता तेरी ता हमेशा याद सतावे. I don't know what you said, but I know as I came to party. तेरी ता तेरी ता हमेशा याद सतावे. धूम मचा दे, रंग जमा दे. All I know is I came here to rock the party, rock the party. ओए होए ते कुड़िए तेरी जवानी shake your body. Your body, ओए ते कुड़िए अक मस्तानी. Rock the party, rock the party. That's the ball of the feet, right? And so one more UV sphere. Okay. Gonna slightly flare its feet out. Also, he has got massive feet. I don't know if you have noticed it in this picture, but he's got some massive honkers there. What should I say on YouTube for which I might get demonetized? Anyways, he's got two toes, so we can just put the two toes there. तेरी ता तेरी ता हमेशा याद सतावे. I don't know what you said. All I know is I came to party. तेरी ता तेरी ता हमेशा याद सतावे तुम्हारे. All I know is I came here to आजा तेरे दिल नीचे घुरे cause round the world, round the world, down the world, down the world. I'm gonna be right back. There's someone on my gate right now. वो जा रहे होंगे घर वापस, को डिस्टर्ब करने की जरूरत नहीं। Round the world, round the world, round the world, round the world. तेरी तो तेरी तो हमेशा याद सतावे. I don't know what you said. All I know is I came to the party. Rock the party, oye hoye te kudiye teri ch. Shake your body, oye te kudiye akh mastani. Rock the party. Round the world, round the world. कुछ नहीं, अब रीमैच दबाएंगे. वो ये क्या रीमैच था भैया, थोड़ा हाई डेफिनेशन रीमैच. हाँ ये ठीक है. अब इस पे काम शुरू. Okay, so far we have got this part done. So we're gonna start off with the chest muscles. Just gonna map them out using the symmetry tool. Something like that, I guess. And the abdominal muscles doesn't have super profound abs now, does he? No, he does not. We're gonna make the abdominal cavity that forearms has, like that puffed out chest. We can make the abs in here. Basic ass abs, basic ass muscles. Same thing we can do here. We're just gonna simply just shave off a bit of the back so you know where the spine is, like so. Okay, now we can start off by printing out the anatomy of this guy. So it has straps. He has straps, that's for sure. It's got pretty huge straps, in fact. So we're just gonna remesh, add some weight, add some volume, add some traps. Trapezoids added. Something like so. Too perfect, but these will do the job. Slightly fuse them together. Remesh. Okay. Back muscles, and whatnot. Slightly we'll have to shave down the sides. Then the main legs, so we're gonna have to add in the glutes. This isn't just adding weight right now, so I can work with it later. Just adding some weight to the bottom. Add some quadriceps. Area for the quadriceps basically. Shape this down a bit. I work with the triceps and all that, biceps and all that. Basically, we're working with a basic frame. Okay. I feel like this should be a little down thing. off a bit. Okay, this thing is extremely fused in with this thing, so you have to fuse this together as well. I can see what the anatomy is. So if he needs to move this arm, he'll have two muscles over here, and he'll have muscles over here, right? That's how it will move, basically. And then this would be over here, some extra muscles, like which will basically kind of like lats of this guy. Then we need muscles on the back, which can move this. I think the abdomen area is a bit too big, so I'll have to fix that part. The only way I can do is like shift this. You're gonna have to shrink this entire part upwards. It's the best way we can do this. So let me just quickly do that. Yeah, that seems a bit more like forearms now. Remesh, go here. Resize. I had a bit too much buttocks. Sort of some weight here, some weight there, smoothen the weight here. Why so focus on the buttocks area? Anyways, groin, cause it's like a fucking alien which can produce, I suppose, some videos I've seen on the internet. So we have to add in the groin, flatten it out slightly, I guess. There you go. The main thing is done. The main abdomen and the back and the thing is done. So let's work on the arms now. So arms will have a bicep, of course. So a bicep and a tricep. And these are pretty wide arms, so we'll have to shave some area down first. Well, I think I went too far, but basically we'll have to shave some area down first. So we have a little overground with which we can work, right? Somewhat like so. Remesh, smooth out. Alright, now let's add in the muscles. So we have the main bicep. Then for the triceps, it's gonna do two of these. Same thing, just gonna wanna pull it off here. Except here. Shoulder muscles. Wait, I mean shoulder muscles. That looks somewhat better. Now we just need muscle here which can pull this up and down. So gonna add like we're just gonna oh that's a bit too that was a bit too low poly. I must have here to make this move up and down. Ah, yeah. Right, Chad. I'm gonna have to pause the stream for a little while. I'm gonna go have some dinner. I'm just gonna add a few extra touches that I should be adding. After that, I'm gonna go and have some dinner. And then I'll come back to this. I'll add more details. Okay. And extra muscles and stuff. Hamstrings, calves, and everything. I'm gonna lose my mind hating this sound so much. Holy shit. Okay. I'll just uh I'll just take a screenshot of this for now. I'm gonna save this as forearms blend. Rev. Alright, so I'm just gonna pause the stream for a little while. I'll be right back. I don't think I can pause the stream now, can I? I'm just gonna have to stop the stream. Fuck it, stopping it.